The New World Leaderboard patch is here, and it has some extra things that I wasn't expecting that are very interesting for the economy and the gameplay. So let's talk about them. If you want to help me and support the channel, becoming a YouTube member or Patreon is the best way. Otherwise, come and give me a follow over on Twitch. That's if you still like New World, I guess. So there was a little bit of confusion about when this patch would come and what it actually was. It's actually going to be patch 1.82, not patch 1.9 like I thought it would be. And it's coming tonight if you're in Pacific Time USA, and it's coming first thing tomorrow if you're in EU. Now the leaderboards are relatively unchanged in terms of its documentation. They don't, for example, mention the changes to Outpost Rush, where it's actually going to go to wins rather than score, nor do they mention the war rewards being removed, but you know, it's okay. Quick little notes, they've temporarily disabled the open world kills because it wasn't working properly. I think we already knew that because I think it was on the PTR. And the Outpost Rush heals leaderboard isn't matching up with Outpost Rush, so they're working on a fix. They'll get sorted, let's not stress too much about them. We'll do it in order, but for me, some of the juiciest things are actually at the end. However, this was an issue that needed fixing. Basically, they fixed an issue where you could slide and get extra distance if you were crouched. So if you were in light armor and you did a dodge and you like crouched in a specific way, you would go farther and you'd be moving quicker. They've fixed it. Good. Not 100% sure about this one, but they've apparently fixed an issue where you could die farther than intended. I don't really know that one, I haven't seen it. They've updated the enemies in the quest Justice for Dynasty to one of the final lieutenants in the Dynasty shipyard. I'm not really sure what that quest is, but okay, I'm guessing it's maybe for consistency reasons or something. There's quite a few changes to some quests that have basically been tweaked or fixed. For example, they fixed an issue that prevented players from completing the faction kill missions. I didn't know there was an issue, but they fixed it. Okay, if you want to read that, it's on the screen. Moving on to combat changes, don't get too excited. These aren't the proper combat changes that are coming in the next PTR. They've fixed the issue with the hatchet where you could basically always move at sprint speed. I think like when you were throwing, you could just not get slowed down. They fixed it. Fixed an issue with the light staff that caused the ability perks to not function when using the bile bomb heart rune. I'm sure you healers will be happy about that. Another musket exploit fixed. They fixed an exploit that allowed a second shot to be fired without reloading. Apparently they have fixed the purity of light on the light staff. I think I saw Slender testing that, and I think it's all good. I actually don't remember the outcome. Honestly, I never actually leave Outpost Rush or arenas like just randomly, but here they have re-enabled the penalty for players that do quit. I'm not sure, and I don't really remember why they actually removed it in the first place, but they've now re-enabled it. It makes sense to re-enable it if you're going to do the thing with wars where it becomes wins, otherwise you just quit if you were going to lose and then try and get in the next one. So yeah, it really needed to be added, I think. Okay, and then for me, this is where we get to the juicy stuff. They've increased the drop rate on the juniper berries from 50% per loot drop to 100%. That's great. I have to say, I was getting really frustrated at times. Like there was one time, I think I spent 10 minutes trying to get my third bag. It was crazy. I was like, oh man, this is very frustrating. But they are now fixing it. They're making it 100%. Obviously, you have to get the bag itself, but that's better than, you know, just it being 50% and it being a bit down to luck. So you should definitely do those daily now. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, it gives you the diamond gypsum and it gives you like gold. I think it's like 100 per bag basically. And then the next one is going to affect chest runners, and in a bad way. Now I've personally not been doing chest runs. It's not something I can be bothered doing ever since the launch of the game, and we just did chest runs upon chest runs. I really don't do them very often. They are removing 28 sarcophagi and large chests throughout Brimstone Sands. This is apparently to address global economy concerns. I'm sure you chest runners will not be happy with that one, but apparently they're making too much gold. People are making too much gold from these chest runs and they want to nerf them again. I mean, should chest runs be a mainstay of the content? Maybe, maybe not. They fixed a couple of issues with regards to some of the items. One of them didn't have the right attributes and some of them had some visual effects. Okay, fine, crack on. I'm not sure I know what this one means. Governors are no longer able to switch their current company's faction. I didn't realize you could do that anyway, but okay, I'm not sure how that works. I've never been a governor, so why would I? But yeah, very interesting nonetheless. Updated the faction chat filter icon. You know what they should update? The bug where I keep getting the wrong icon above people's heads and it changes color, but maybe that's that. It sounds like this is just in chat, but okay, they fixed it. And apparently they fixed an issue on the trading post where caused the trading post can equip filter to not show all item rarities when close to max level. Okay, I've never personally noticed that, but I'm glad they fixed it. So for me, the two categories of fixes that are most important are these, the ones where you could basically, well, not hack it, but you could exploit and you could gain extra distance and stuff like that. I don't know why they left that in so long. Maybe they didn't know how to fix it or whatever, but it was frustrating to be chased down by that. I watched some streamers, for example, and they were using it and I was just like, oh, I don't really like it, but then how do you stop people? How are they going to monitor that? This, you know, it is what it is. The best thing to do is to just have it fixed as quickly as possible. On a personal level, it's actually the juniper berries that are going to affect me more than removing the chest runs, because this one I actually try and do daily because it's generally quite quick. However, nerfing the chest runs, that's going to cause a bit of upheaval. All the people who are doing chest runs and making gold doing that are not going to be happy with this as a result. But I mean, you know, AGS yes, have the stats. They know how much gold they're being made from chess runs. I probably don't want chess runs to be main type of contents these days, especially after all the hate they got at launch. But let me know, are you guys chess runners? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously the main part of this patch is the leaderboards, but the reality is the leaderboards are going to be affecting such a small amount of the player base that I just don't really care about them anymore. I want them in, I want it over with, and I really don't want to think about them again. Let's move on to actual content, proper updates, big changes. Let's just forget about leaderboards. Let the 1% enjoy it. So that's it. The patch is coming either late tonight or first thing tomorrow, depending on where you are. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Big shout out to my current YouTube members or Patreons. There's a couple of names I actually need to change. Do forgive me, I hadn't realized I need to update it. But if you want to support me, that's the best way. What you should definitely do though is have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.